Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another session of the Carson Planning Commission. We're all excited to be here. I'm always excited. Sometimes I think I just have a little bit too much energy, but that's a good thing. Welcome. This is Carson. So if you were planning to be in another city, you may now leave. But welcome to my fellow commissioners, staff, and all the audience participants. Um, we're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to ask Commissioner Johnson if he would lead us in our pledge. Thank you. Madam Secretary, would you please give us a roll call?
Madam Chair Thomas,
Here.
Vice Chair Diaz,
Present.
Commissioner Tactaso,
Present.
Commissioner Guerra,
Present.
Commissioner Hernandez is excused, Commissioner Huff,
Present.
Commissioner Mfume,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Wilson,
Present.
Commissioner Monteclaro is excused. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, regarding our oral communications for matters not on the agenda, the public may at this time address the members of the Planning Commission on any matters within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission. No action may be taken on non-agendized items except as authorized by law. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to no more than 3 minutes each, speaking once. Madam Secretary, do we have any speakers for non-agendized items?
There are none, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Oral communications for non-public hearing items listed on the agenda. Members of the public may at this time address the members of the Planning Commission on any matters within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission. No action may be taken on non-agendized items except as authorized by law. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to no more than 3 minutes each, speaking once. Madam Secretary, do we have any speakers?
There are none, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Consent calendar, seeking approval for minutes from September 24th, 2024.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Move to approve.
I second.
Thank you. Moved by our Vice Chair Diaz, second by Commissioner Docdassel. Can we have a roll call, please?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I like
Motion
that.
carries.
Get right down to it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Next, we have a continued public hearing item. This item is going to be presented to us by Assistant Planner Jacob Collins. Got you. You have the floor.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. As mentioned, my name is Jacob Collins, Assistant Planner. As mentioned, I'm bringing continued item CUP 1102-20, and along with this will be Design Overlay Review number 12-24. This item is regarding conditional use permit for truck-related use within 100 feet of residentially zoned properties. Approval of the CUP basically requires the inclusion of development standards designed to mitigate existing and potential noise, dust, fumes, traffic, and other impacts from the truck-related use. As you may recall, this was originally brought to the commission last year in August. The public hearing was opened. Nearby neighboring residents expressed their concerns regarding noise coming from the tenant at the time. The commission voted to continue the item to allow the applicant to meet with the neighbors and address their concerns. An initial neighborhood meeting was held in January of this year. There was some comments given and plans were drawn up, and then in spring of 2024, USPS, the tenant of the site, vacated the property, which led to the applicant or the property owner, Prologis, beginning the search for a new tenant. And with that kind of came some changes to the original agreements made at the first community meeting. Therefore, a second community meeting was held in August of this year. The residents that attended that meeting agreed to the proposal here before you tonight with a minor adjustment as to landscaping plant species. They also brought that to their HOA because to make sure everyone in that community was familiar with the proposal and agreed to it. And then here we are tonight, October 8th, for the second public hearing. Then here's kind of a summary table, kind of outlining some of the updates from the original proposal and the proposal before you here tonight. The original proposal had 17 dock doors that were permanently locked, and that will be increased to 20. The second two lines, the dash indicates something that wasn't included in the first proposal and is now in this second proposal before you here tonight. There's an additional 5 dock doors that will have hours restrictions from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's the only time they'll be able to be in use. There's an additional hours restriction past the eastern point most of the warehouse. No activity can occur in that area outside of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The eastern parking lot utilization was changed from an employee parking lot to empty trailer parking that can only be used from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Driveway access was changed somewhat. Trucks shall only enter from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. May enter either through the north or south driveway. Previously, we required it that was only through the north and exit through the south. From 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. overnight hours, truck drivers can only use the south driveway, both enter and exit. And there's a condition to not travel past the easternmost active dock door. This proposal will condition that truck honking is prohibited, both on-site and while truck drivers are trying to access the site. A 24/7 phone line will be established. Oops, sorry about that. And a landscape green wall will be provided along the east property line neighboring the residential districts. And then I'll show all this on the site plan as we go through it. This is just a summary of what changed from the previous meeting. Okay, so again, this proposal is to address the trucking-related use within 100 feet of residentially zoned properties. The applicant has proposed mitigation measures. The design overlay review will also is also proposing some other various aesthetic site improvements. And here's kind of the site history that I presented at the last meeting. The warehouse was originally constructed in 1991. The residence to the east, the residential properties, were constructed in late 90s. USPS occupied the site in 2019, and there was a code enforcement case opened later that year, and it was determined that a CUP was needed to close that case. And here's the site map. You can see the highlighted property in red is the subject property. Directly to the east is Monterey Pines, the specific plan residential area. We got industrial properties to the north, to the west, and then a commercial plaza to the south. And here's an aerial before we get into the site plan, just for an idea of the property. And here's the proposed site plan. As you can see, the dock doors highlighted by red are the ones that will be permanently locked. All of the dock doors facing the east property line and three of the dock doors facing south as well will be permanently locked. And the additionally 5 dock doors will have hours restrictions, which basically will not allow them to be used overnight. And then highlighted in the red square here is that eastern parking lot where no activity will be permitted outside of the 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. time frame. Empty trailer parking will be permitted back there, and a relocation of those trailers will only be allowed between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Then regarding the driveways from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., trucks can enter using either driveway, and then they'll exit only using the south driveway to allow for better circulation. Then from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m., the evening and overnight hours, trucks will only use the south driveway, and they will not be permitted to travel past the easternmost active dock door. So I kind of tried to provide an illustration here. Where it's highlighted in red, the trucks will not be able to go outside of those hours. The yellow is kind of where they'll be able to go between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m., and the green is where they'll be able to go at all times. And then highlighted by the red circle all the way over on the right there is kind of where the green wall will go. There's a green wall there that will be a climbing fig species to kind of help muffle the noise. And then additionally, some other site improvements. There'll be new landscaping in that kind of bottom right area highlighted by the red there. There's a new wrought iron fence on the south property line, separating the property from the commercial plaza to the south. And then the project will be conditioned to meet the city-approved truck route, as was the case with the previous proposal as well. The project is exempt from CEQA as it is an existing facility. CEQA guideline section 15301 class 1. There's no expansion of the existing use, therefore it's exempt. Staff does believe that a condition should be added to place signs around the property, notifying truck drivers and workers of the conditions that we discussed in this presentation. And with that, staff recommends that the Commission adopts resolution number 24-2877, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Carson finding a CEQA exemption and conditionally approving site plan and design review number 12-24 and conditional use permit number 1102-20 for a truck-related use located less than 100 feet from a residential zone. Thank you very much. I'm available for any questions. We also have the applicant and property owner here.
Thank you. To my colleagues, anyone have any questions of our planner? No questions. Thank you. The applicant is here. Would you like to speak?
Good evening, Chair Thomas, members of the Planning Commission. My name is Bill Rose, Vice President of Entitlements for Prologis. It's nice to see you all. I will be very brief, and I have 3 very sincere thank yous. First and foremost to the Planning Commission. It was a little over a year ago, as Jacob mentioned, that we were here. We all heard the testimony of the neighbors, and I think we can agree it was passionate. And the commission rightfully suggested that we simply go talk to our neighbors, and that's what we did. We had 2 occasions. We met them at the rec center, and it was a very cordial and polite conversation. We got to know each other. We got to hear their concerns. They got to hear our needs. And then we had a follow-up conversation on site. We were able to see their concerns, and they could see our interests from our perspective as well. And we were able to come up with some tailored conditions specific to a tenant. And so thank you to the commission for that. Thank you to the neighbors too. They showed up, they came and met with us, and it was a very pleasant experience. So that was a very, very nice thing. And then lastly, to your staff. Jacob and Saeed and the rest of the team have been outstanding to work with. They've been diligent in their analysis. They've been prompt in responses, transparent, fair, and we're here largely due to their efforts. So I think you should all be very proud of them. We reviewed all of the conditions. We accept them as written in addition to the additional condition presented tonight. We look forward to activating this site and really thank you all for your time.
Thank you very much. And with that, we will open the, public hearing. I'm looking at a card here for, that was you. Bill Rose. Okay, you're done. Are there any other speakers regarding this project at this time? Madam Secretary, no more cards?
No more cars.
Is there anyone who did not fill out a card who would like to speak at this time? In that case, I will close the public hearing and open the floor for discussion. For any of my colleagues, if you have any comments, questions, now would be the time. Silence is golden. In that case, I will request a motion.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to move to accept the applicant's project as was presented this evening, and with the condition that was added to place directional signs for the truck travel. The applicant was in agreement with the additional condition that was added, so it's my pleasure to move this for acceptance.
I second that motion.
Okay, it has been moved by our Vice Chair, Commissioner Diaz, and second by Commissioner Huff. Have a roll call for the vote.
Madam Chair Thomas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Tactazo,
Yes.
Commissioner Guerra,
Yes.
Commissioner Huff,
Yes.
Commissioner Mfume,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilson.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. I would just like to say, I was happy to be a part of the meetings that we've had since I saw you a year ago. And thank you for all that you did to make this a very pleasant experience. We're looking forward to this going forward. The residents are happy, you're happy, I'm happy, everybody is happy. Thank you for coming. Now, we shall move forward. We have Gina Guizar, who is planning consultant, and she is going to be making our next presentation, and we will let her introduce this project.
I think so. Uh-oh, where are you? Uh-oh.
I don't know where's Jacob.
Oh, is it in the recycle bin?
I already opened it for you.
Oh, okay.
Should already be up there.
I saw nothing. Ah, it was hiding. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Good evening, Madam Chair
Good
and Planning Commission.
Yes, good evening.
So tonight for your consideration is the Carson Triangle Project. The project entitlements include a site plan and design review, a state density bonus application, a vesting tentative track map, and an addendum to the Carson 2040 General Plan Update Environmental Impact Report. Now, the project location, otherwise known as the COT site, is at 21126, 21140, and 21212 South Avalon Boulevard, just right up the street. It's a 14.0 acre site. Current existing conditions include the Fab Cars and Trophy Automotive Dealer Group. There are 5 existing buildings. They're 1 to 2 stories with uses including automobile dealerships, vehicle rental facilities, and various other vehicle-related uses. The current general plan designation is downtown mixed use and will remain downtown mixed use. However, the current zoning it remains the commercial automotive, as the site was not included in the Phase 1 code amendment. The proposed uses include a total of 315 residential uses or units, made up of 283 market rate townhouse units and 32 affordable units. The surrounding properties are to the north and east, the 405 freeway. We've got commercial, the post office, and single-family residences to the south. And to the west, across Avalon Boulevard, are commercial, downtown mixed uses, and new housing. And access is via 213th and Avalon Boulevard. So the proposed site plan, as you see, is made up of 2 proposed parcels. There are 32 affordable units in the north, and the remaining 283 units are in a townhouse parcel in the remaining property. There are 52 total buildings proposed, and those are made up of 1-story buildings and 3-story buildings. So the affordable parcel has duplex and triplex configurations, and there are 3 product types proposed in the townhome units. There are 4 total project access points. So you see in the north, a dedicated entry for the affordable parcel. Then there's the main townhouse entry, which will be signalized. A secondary entry to the south off 213th, and an emergency exit off 213th. Oh, hey, thank you. I've got a pointer. Oh, well, now I'm gonna. Moving along, we'll look at the unit mix. The affordable flats, as we're referring to them, are approximately 469 square feet, and they're 1 bedroom. The townhouses range from 1,211 square feet to 1,773 square feet. There are 74 proposed 2 bedrooms, 164 proposed 3 bedrooms, and 45 proposed 4 bedrooms. And this mix helps the city achieve its RENA obligation, and especially a very hard to fulfill portion of that obligation. Here we see a project rendering showing the market rate townhomes as access from Avalon Boulevard from the main project entry through a gated entry. The project proposes a diverse mix it's an eclectic 2 product types. Well, sorry, let's move on here. Hold on, it's stuck. Technical difficulties here. Sorry, it is frozen. There we
There
go.
we go.
Another rendering shows the proposed affordable housing parcel. As you can see, these are one-story flats. Again, these are made up out of duplex and triplex configurations. And the agrarian farmhouse style is complementary to the market rate townhomes in the adjacent parcel. The proposed elevations of the affordable flats, we see two different color schemes. And the proposed floor plans of the affordable flats, this would be a typical duplex configuration. You see there is an in-unit laundry facility and the single bedroom. And before I move on, these units do have dedicated ground floor entries, which is atypical for an affordable housing type of unit. Usually they're in an apartment with multiple entries made up of multiple stories. So they're a unique affordable housing component. The market rate townhomes have 3 different product types or configurations. So B, C, and D, they each have 2 different color schemes. So this is the product type B and another elevation. These are loaded from a garage on one side. There are 2 different floor plans in this configuration. Product type C, also in the agrarian farm aesthetic, has also 2 different color schemes. Here's a typical proposed elevation. And as you see from the typical floor plans, these products load from the garage on 2 sides. These also have 2 typical floor plans. And finally, product D also has 2 color schemes. And the garage takes access from one side. Now, all the townhomes are proposed at 3 stories and are between 35 and 40 feet in height. Moving along to the parking. As a state density bonus project, the project is eligible for reduced parking. Now, per the Carson Municipal Code, each product type or each unit type would require 2 spaces, either in a garage or a carport, plus a 1 space for guests for 1 and 2 bedrooms, and 1 space for every 2 units for 1 and 2 bedrooms, and 1 space for every unit for 3 and 4 bedrooms. However, the state density bonus parking ratio that is permitted per law requires 1 space for 1 bedroom, 1.5 spaces for 2 and 3 bedrooms, and 2.5 spaces for 4 bedrooms. And that's inclusive of guest parking. And as you can see, the state density bonus requirement for the project would be 501.5 spaces. However, the project proposes 659 spaces, which is in excess of the state density bonus requirement. The open space is contained in common and private areas, and it's over 151,000 square feet. The flats share 22,545 square feet of common open space, and the townhomes each have roughly 450 square feet of private open space, plus over 106,000 square feet of common shared open space. Within that space, there is a pool amenity. Now I'll use the clicker. There's a pool amenity with a pool house. Oh, it doesn't like the green. barbecues, there's pedestrian paseos, and scattered courtyard gardens. In addition, staff has added a condition of approval, number 15, which will require 4 additional amenities, one of which will be contained within the affordable parcel. A request also includes a request for a vesting tentative track map. This will create 2 master lots, one for the affordable flats and one for 283 condominium. The request also included a state residential density bonus application. However, the project is not requesting a density bonus. Now, because the project meets the requirements of, they are providing 10% affordability, they are eligible for 2 incentives or concessions, which are, the 2 terms are used interchangeably. So one of their concessions is a reduction in the minimum density. The general plan requires a minimum of 40 up to 60 dwelling units per acre. However, the project is proposing a density of 22.4 dwelling units per acre. Another concession requested is partial exemption from CMC section 9410. And per code, the affordable units would be required to be dispersed throughout the project. However, in this case, the affordable units are all contained in one parcel. In addition, there will be a variation between the flats and the townhome bedroom mixes. Okay, don't freeze. Froze again. Come on. Bear with me. There we go. The request also includes multiple waivers, including waivers from the general plan standards. One waiver related to the general plan standards is the requirement for commercial use on the ground floor, as the frontage along Avalon, as well as a requirement for 0.2 FAR active ground floor commercial use. There's a waiver request for a waiver from the commercial automotive standards. So one waiver is a reduction of the front setback. Code requires 20. In this case, the minimum is 14. In most cases, it's 20, but there are some instances in the plan where there is 14 feet. Also, a wall of up to 9.5 feet is requested, whereas the code maximum is 8 feet. There are waivers to the parking standards requested, including the location of stalls, the requirement for covered stalls, although most of the stalls in the proposed project will be covered. Additional requirements for parking standards, such as the dimensions of some of the stalls and landscaping and screening. There are waivers related to those standards. And finally, there is a waiver request for the affordable housing parking standard. The CEQA compliance is met through an addendum. So there was an addendum to the Carson 2040 General Plan Update Environmental Impact Report. And in this case, the proposed project does not exceed the residential density permitted by the general plan. Again, the general plan permits between 40 and 60 dwelling units per acre. The project proposes 22.4 dwelling units per acre. In addition, the project does not include any other features that would result in impacts not already sufficiently analyzed in the EIR. The applicant provided a non-CEQA level of service traffic analysis. As you know, we've moved to VMT. They went up and prepared the study, which demonstrated that there would be no traffic impacts. There are certain conditions of approval, special conditions of approval that are worth noting. Number one, there will be signalization and improvements to medians along Avalon Boulevard. There is a condition of approval for facade enhancements for product type B, which is one of the townhome products, and it would require additional enhancements to be more complementary with the other proposed product, with additional materials such as siding, stone, brick, or a similar product type or material type. And in addition, the additional amenities that were already mentioned previously. I will mention, very last minute, we did discuss additional conditions of approval that should be included in the project. And that includes, I will look that up right here, additional, hold on, I don't want to botch this. I'm going to read it to you. So landscaping shall be used in conjunction with walls and fences to visually soften blank surfaces and deter graffiti. Incorporate additional landscaping and screen and block specific project areas that could be subject to graffiti and determined by the planning division. Graffiti shall be removed within 72 hours, and existing signs or billboards on the project site shall be removed prior to building permits. And finally, I would like to mention that one of the conditions, condition 25, related to the diff, had language missing. And I'll read into the record that it was language related to the notice of imposition of the interim diff right to protest. So we've added that language back in. Oh, and now it's gonna freeze. Come on. Finally, staff recommends that Planning Commission approves Resolution 24-2878, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Carson, approving an addendum to the Carson 2040 General Plan Update Environmental Impact Report and approving State Residential Density Bonus Request number RDB-00001-24, Site Plan and Design Review number 00010-24, Investing Tentative Track Map number 0002-24, subject to conditions of approval for a 315-unit residential development at 21126, 21140, and 21212 South Avalon Boulevard. And that concludes staff's presentation. We are available for questions.
Thank you very much. To my fellow commissioners, are there any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, Commissioner Mpume.
Regarding the,
You might.
oh, thank you. So the 32 affordable, how, are they catered to seniors? They're one bedrooms, is that what you're catering to, to seniors for that development? Are those homes?
It's catered to very low income families and individuals. So if they happen to be seniors, that would qualify as well. But they have to be income qualified.
And they're one bedrooms.
That's
And
correct.
Okay, thank you. Also, I'm just thinking the 405 freeway coming off of the 405 onto Avalon. I know it gets really crowded there, and they're talking about putting a signal. It's kind of tough getting merging over to the left to, excuse me, yeah, to the left to make the left turn on 213. How are you dealing with that? Because it gets really tough. I'm in that area. I live in the area. And so that's a problem. So what's the plan for that? I know you're putting in a light, and oftentimes you can't merge over to the left to make to get to 213th, enough time to get to 13th Street.
So are you talking about turning from Avalon left into 213th?
Coming off of the freeway and merging over to make the left on 213th.
Oh, I see.
And I know you were talking about adding a light there. I don't know, that.
Yeah, the light would regulate the speed of the traffic, so it would allow people to merge over, and basically, I believe that would solve the issue. The traffic engineer has looked at this and has determined that the intersections will function properly.
Well, currently, it's already a problem moving over. And then I had one other question. I know heading northbound on Avalon as well, where the lanes turn into one lane when you're approaching the underpath of the freeway. It changes to one lane because you're making that right to go onto the freeway. So I just see a problem there.
Yeah, the general plan looked at the entire area as general plan doesn't look at specific projects, but the traffic study for the general plan looked at the entire area, and actually the density of this site is a lot higher in the general plan than the proposed project. So the EIR for the general plan determined that what is existing, it's going to work for all the intersections. The only intersections that the study determined that would not operate in acceptable levels was, I believe, Carson and Maine, and Avalon and Carson. All the other intersections were determined to be functioning fine.
Okay, thank you. I have one other question. The transportation-related qualifications, if it could just be explained, I don't know what page this is. It's on the draft memorandum addendum. Second page. And it says the total VMT per service population impact was determined to be significant and unavoidable. Additionally, since the city of Carson could not demonstrate a reduction of 15% or more for total VMT per service population, the general plan makes incremental but significant contributions to a cumulative regional impact. Can you explain that? I'm sorry.
And so that is for the general plan at maximum build out for the 40 to 60 DU per acre. And they're looking at the city as a whole, not this specific site, and not this project as proposed, which is significantly less intense. So, but with a significant and unavoidable VMT. Right now, the thresholds for cities, most general plan updates demonstrate that there's a significant unavoidable uh, impact for traffic, regardless, whether or not you're, whatever city you're in. It's just that's how future growth works. But in this case, since the project is proposing less density, you won't have the severity that's explained in the general plan update EIR.
Okay, thank you.
You sure?
Yes.
Did that work for you?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
I did want to, I'm sorry. I did want to clarify the RHNA. It's just because it's not common knowledge. Can you give a little more insight into us satisfying the city's RHNA with the project?
Well, so your RENA number was huge, right? I don't have the numbers off. Yeah, okay, 1,700 total. So if you give me the breakdown of the, Ben
Yeah,
can.
I can speak to that. So I think it was for very low income and extremely low income units, the city was expected to produce 1,770 new units during the planning period, which was essentially 2021 to 2029. And that's a portion of the total RHNA housing production that the city is expected to add during that period. The total for all income, across all income, including market rate, is 5,680. And the housing element did not count on this site for production of any affordable units, but this project would produce 32 very low income affordable units. So it would be a net benefit or net gain to the city of 32 new very low income units.
Thank you. And also to clarify the density variance, the current density looks like a portion of the maximum allowable density.
Do you mean the proposed density for the project?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, 22.4 total across the site.
And the
proposed.
allowable density was
Yeah, under the general plan, it would be a minimum of 40, but up to 60 DU300.
understandable. Thank you.
Yep.
If I may, just chime in, and just to make sure we're all on the same page. In the general plan, one of the segments of the general plan or sections of the general plan, the state mandates that every city in the state of California will reach a certain number of housing units, whether they are very low, moderate to high income. And so in order for your general plan or any city's general plan to be accepted by the state, then you have to be able to meet those requirements. And it is a state mandated thing. So when we're looking at housing, as we will be looking at many more projects, hopefully, the idea is to obviously try to rectify in the state of California the housing crisis that we have, and especially as it relates to low income, homelessness, etc. So this project, as was stated, was not even thought to be a project that would contribute to our goal for low income. But by coming in with at least 32 units, it does help toward the goal that the city is looking for. So the concessions that are being requested in this project are concessions that the state has mandated the applicant can ask for because of their willingness to provide these 32 affordable units. Does that make sense for anybody? Heads are going up and down. That's always good. Do we have any other questions? Yes, Commissioner Dr. Ossel.
Not a question per se, but a couple of observations. I I noticed that the applicant and staff has essentially learned from the last couple of sessions that we've had as a commission here, and I definitely, want to express that because we've had multiple discussions about, well, one, graffiti, which they addressed. Two was the entrance and egress. This has multiple. There's four, entrance, and then parking. And they exceeded it by what, like 150 spots. So this is definitely exciting to see that we're learning. We're not going through the same issues that we've already addressed before. So kudos to everybody involved for that.
Thank you very much. Any other questions of our planner? Then with that, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
The applicant is in the audience, and if the applicant would like to make a statement, please feel free to come. Now, I do have cards from the applicant, so I don't think we need you to have cards, but do your thing.
Good evening, Planning Commission Chairperson. Thank you, as always. We love this city. We love the Planning Commission. We're excited about bringing more and more projects to this city. We think this one is really quite special. And I think, Chair Thomas, you did a great job describing one of the biggest components of it, which is the additional affordable units that weren't planned to be part of this. I did want to say specifically thank you to staff. Your staff is amazing. They always do more than what is asked. They do it always in record time. They are truly joys to work with. So Saeed, Gina, Ben, thank you so much for all your time and effort. And obviously the whole commission, thank you for your thoughtful review of this project. Specifically, Commissioner Nfume, I wanted to address some of the questions you had because I know that you took the time to read it, so you deserve for us to respond. The signal that you were referencing on Avalon is actually going to be designed with or without this project. So that signal is already going to be going in based on other projects in the area. So the condition that's actually added for this project is a reimbursement towards that signalization. And I do think it will make the traffic going up and down Avalon a little bit better. And then, as both staff and the chair pointed out, this is a less dense project than what was actually studied in the general plan EIR. So some of the impacts that I think were described in the general plan EIR are actually going to be less than what was anticipated because this project has the reduced density, Commissioner Johnson, that you actually called out as well. So we're here for any questions, but again, don't want to take too much of your time. Hopefully the Dodgers figure out a way to figure it out the rest of the night, but thank you as always for your time.
Thank you. And for those who may not know, that is Brendan. Did you have a question? I saw your hand go like, are you? No. Yeah, that was Brendan. He didn't introduce himself, but. I apologize. Brendan Kotler on Thank you. Also, we have Vince. You're good? Awesome. And we have Darren. You're good. I'm loving this. I am loving this. If there are no further questions of our planner or our applicants, then I do have one other card as I open the public hearing. I have a Teresa Matsusaka.
She's not here anymore.
Oh, did she leave? You think maybe she had the wrong item on here and she meant to speak on the other one, do you?
I think she realized that she was in the wrong meeting. She should go to the mobile home meeting.
At least you didn't say she was in the wrong city. Okay. See, that's why I say that. See, Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, then we're good. Is there anyone, do we have any speakers who perhaps in the audience who did not get an opportunity to fill out a card would like to speak on this project? If so, now would be the time. You got 3 minutes. Going once, going twice. Sold. With that, we will close the public hearing. And now we're open for discussion by planning commissioners. Any speakers?
Madam Chair, I'm actually ready to make a motion. But
Please.
first and foremost, I would like to thank our Assistant City Attorney for clarifying Section 65915A2 for me. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. But I'm ready to make the motion if you permit.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion to approve the applicant's request as per staff's recommendation on resolution number 24-2878, a resolution of the Carson Planning Commission approving an addendum to the Carson 2040 General Plan Update Environmental Impact Report and approving the residential density bonus request 00001-24 and design overlay review 00010-24 and vesting tentative track map 0002-24, subject to the conditions of approval stated herein for the 35-unit residential development at 21126, 21140, and 21212 Avalon Boulevard. I'll won't regurgitate the APNs. I'm complete, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair?
Madam Chair, could I request a clarification?
Yes, please.
For Commissioner Guerra, does that include the conditions that were mentioned by Ms. Guissar at the end of her staff report?
15 and 25.
Absolutely stated the additional.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to second this Carson Triangle Development Project that came before us. I also agree that staff did a great job in presenting this, but I think the development project speaks for itself with the excessive density bonus for parking and affordable housing element. And this applicant that's come before us has demonstrated that they do their due diligence and provide good projects for the long haul. They're not just here to build it and leave. They are part of our fabric. So thank you very much. And I'm proud to second the project.
Okay, I think in all of that, we got a proper motion and a proper second. Roll call, please.
Madam Chair Thomas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Diaz,
Yes.
Commissioner Tactoso,
Yes.
Commissioner Guerra,
Yes.
Commissioner Health,
Yes.
Commissioner Nfume,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilson.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Did you say here or yes?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Thank you so much. So, it's a done deal. I do have a question. What's our timeline? Do we have one? A projected timeline? That just popped into my head. Second half of next year. Construction will start second half of next year. Okay. Well, I'll be watching. You know, we like to see when the shovel breaks dirt and all that kind of stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. We appreciate your project. It's gorgeous. And so with that, we look forward to all that is to come. Manager's report.
Thank you very much. Happy planning month. October is National Planning Month. Happy National Planning Month. Last year, the City Council was gracious enough to give us a proclamation. October 22nd, I shall present that proclamation once again to the Planning Commission. And in addition to that, we'll have a year-end kind of planning review where we show you guys the projects that you've worked on over the past year. That concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We look forward to that. Thank you very much. And I'm going to start to my far left for the Commissioner's oral communication, starting with Commissioner Wilson.
Briefly, another great project. Go team, go colleagues, go staff. It's a team effort, and it's really great to be a part of all this wonderful progress that we have going on in the city of Carson. And I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Doc Dossel.
I was already excited last time we met with, projects of 34 and 50 units. And then we come up with 315 kind of out of nowhere. I know, planning manager said that there's going to be work. I didn't realize it was like happening. So that's exciting. And I do also want to say that there's always a sense of pride when you hear good things about people that you work with. Every applicant that has come before us have nothing but great things to say about the team that we have here. So hats off to you all for doing what you do. My colleagues, obviously we're here for a reason, and that is, again, to move the city forward. So let's continue to do this, Future Unlimited. It's a lot of growth, and I'm proud to play a small role in this growth in the city. That completes me. Thank you.
Excellent. Commissioner Huff.
I don't know what can be left to say after all that, but I must say ditto to everything said so far. But I will say it is really a sense of pride to sit with the rest of these commissioners and to know we have been working. That is very true. But it's wonderful to see our city grow the way it's growing. It really is. And to see the class act, I'll call them that, of the projects that are coming in or whatever. I applaud the staff as well, and I applaud my fellow commissioners, and I am complete.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Guerra.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First and foremost, I would like to thank the staff for their diligent and hard work, especially our city attorney who keeps me on my toes. That said, the Favela Chavez Boxing Club here, a lot of people don't know we have a boxing gym here in Carson. The old, it's currently Focia Park now. So on January 17th, we're going to have a fight night for the boxing fans. Hey, you're already here. You might as well go over there to watch the amazing fights. $45. It'll be held at our wonderful community center. That said, I am so happy about this project. I've been in Carson. I've lived in Carson for 55 years, and since I know we're not supposed to talk a lot about projects we just heard, but it's so exciting to see something being done with that site. I mean, I used to drive by all the time. I won't say the words I utilized as I drove by because it's not appropriate, but I'm ecstatic, and I thank our wonderful staff and our attorneys for guidance. I'm complete, Madam Chair.
Woo! Thank you. I'll go to my far right, Commissioner Johnson.
Happy to be here. Happy to be serving. Missed another soccer game, but Carter and Clarence are serving Delamo Park well, and our park staff's amazing too. Very notable mention. They're mentors, coaches, and so much more. I don't even know when they get a day off, but happy to be here, happy to serve, and happy to see projects being approved and housing our city. Complete.
Thank you. Commissioner Mfume.
Hello, and thank you. I am thrilled to see this triangle come up. It's really going to be pretty, beautiful, and we do need the housing, so I really support that. I hope I wasn't being too difficult, but it's going to be beautiful. And thank you to the staff. You guys are amazing. As each of the applicants has gotten up and said how they thank you, and you've done wonderful work. And Laura, thank you, because this was a lot. I'll raise it up. This was a lot. Thank you. And to my fellow commissioners, you guys are awesome. I'm complete.
Thank you. Vice Chair Diaz.
Madam Chair, I'm not going to ditto everything. I think we keep adding to the ditto, but and that's good. No, that's good. And again, there will be times that we won't agree like we're doing, which is okay. But we are getting through the business that we're supposed to be doing, and I appreciate everybody for their due diligence and reading the reports. I think that's 101. Once you read the reports and it answers a lot of the questions, and again, I truly believe that there's a open door policy for us to reach out to our planner, to our assistant city attorney, to Saeed, and even to the project planners on staff if we have some questions. And I think some of us have done that, and that's why it's flowing a little better. We're looking like we're shining over here really good. But it's also for the applicants, and it was indicative this evening with Darren, who's here present, who did not speak. I think the project spoke for itself. And again, I had to say those things that when you have good developers that are developing good projects here in the city, and they're proven to be great projects. And a lot of these projects that they've tackled are these hard to build areas, the triangles, and where they're asking for CUPs and different restrictions that are imposed on there to build these projects. So I think they came through again this evening on the project. So thank you, everyone. I'm complete.
Thank you very much. Assistant City Attorney Ben Jones, got anything?
Nothing for me. Just thank you for your service. You have right to be, rightfully so, should feel proud of what you're doing, and I'm just very grateful for, again, like I said last meeting, just for your service, and the city is very fortunate to have you. So thank you.
Thank you. Saeed, it's been a minute. It's good to see you. You have any statements to make?
Good to be here before the commission. I don't get to come here very often, but I think Chris has done a great job here with all the projects that he brings to you guys. Ben is priceless. His assistance to me is just every day, on a daily basis. I call him and ask for his assistance, and everybody else. It's everybody at our staff. They're great to work with. And the commission, you have, the most important job, one of the most important jobs in the city. You basically approve the future of the city. It's going to be built, these projects that you're approving, they're going to be built, and it's going to change the face of the city. And we're really excited about that.
Thank you. I want to welcome back Gina, who is with us again, assisting in the city. Gina, would you like to say anything?
Thank you for the opportunity to assist the city. I love you guys.
When we're on a bind, we call Gina.
Thank you, Gina.
Huh? Say what now?
When we're on a bind, we call Gina.
Oh, okay. I love it. I love it. Okay, Jacob, I'm just going around the room. Laura, no. With that, it's been a great night. It's a good night. And 2 more great projects that are coming forward that have been vetted, well done. We tried to think of everything to make sure that we coexist. The residents and the businesses have to coexist and do so like a family, like not a dysfunctional family, but a good family. So with that, I enjoy it too. I appreciate everything. Thank you, and good night.